How, if at all, did this experience change your relationship with the recipient?
Well, it's a journey. Our relationship changed immediately when he was diagnosed with a terminal lung disease. So that kind of went from us being married for 38 years, just regular husband and wife kind of stuff, to all of a sudden dealing with terminal illness. And then when as he was getting worse, our relationship was changing because I was finding myself being more protective. He would probably say clingy, which is probably true because you're in a state of an actual sense of, wow, he could die. And so perhaps there is a sense of being a new mom with a pair of twins, just wanting to protect those babies and do everything you can for them. It's gotten better for us, but for a while there, the last 6 months or so have been a big challenge in our relationship, really. Because certainly for him, he doesn't want to feel like, oh, he can't do anything on his own. And for me, feeling like, oh no, it's really important that you do take these pills at this time. Not that he doesn't want to, but it's like reminding him. And he's like, I know, I've got the pills. So right now we're learning to kind of go back to our previous roles and being more relaxed in our relationship. But I believe that it was interesting. In a way, it almost seemed like we went through transplant separately. And now I feel like we're starting to go through the healing process together. So we love each other incredibly. It never changed that. That was one of the main reasons that he did it. We've been married for 39 years, and I wasn't ready to be a widow. But even now, I have to watch it. I have to tell him, I have to not treat him like a baby. I have to just be more relaxed that things are going to be okay, and they're starting to feel that way more. I find myself in our relationship realizing I don't need to have an answer for what he's going through in his side of it, like trying to figure out what's he going to do with the rest of his life now, because he can't go back to doing what he did for a living. I just have to listen to that instead of trying to offer suggestions. And so, yeah, I guess it's changed our relationship is in one way is that we're more actively trying to figure out how to do relationship now. We're actually we've gone to some counseling. We're doing some counseling because the whole experience has just affected our relationship. Not in a way where we want to get a divorce or leave each other, but we're just trying to figure out who we are now to each other. So it has affected it greatly.
You wear two hats as a spouse and a caregiver. And sometimes I felt like I was a little bossy. And I think he felt I was a little bossy sometimes. But you both have to understand and communicate through the whole thing. And I think it made us stronger in our relationship.
I think Michelle said it best when she said, I think it defined it, and that seems to be true. Really did. Big impact.
My mom and I were close before transplant, but we're much closer now. It's amazing how your relationship changes when you bathe your mother. And you don't have any reservations. You don't hold anything back. We have a different relationship because I mother her a little bit now because I'm, still her caregiver even 5 years out, and I don't live with her, but I still check in with her every day to make sure she's feeling okay. I always want to know how her doctor appointments went, and if I need to drive her out to UCSF for a blood draw or for an appointment, I do that. So our relationship is still very strong. It's different. We have several relationships. We're great friends. We can go shopping together and have lunch together and have a good time. She's still my mother, so she still guides and mentors me with my own children now. And I sort of mother her a little bit when I'm following up on, did you get your pills updated? Did you get your medication? Do you need me to pick up something from the pharmacy? Are you feeling okay? Did you call the hospital and tell them that you're not feeling okay? So we have, I think, a deeper relationship on all levels, but we have just more of a relationship. It's definitely strong.
It only brought us closer together. My wife had another disease, an autoimmune disease, so I was her caregiver in that particular regard. And it gives you mixed feelings from the standpoint that when you see a person who's deteriorating because of that situation, it's even more important that you commit yourself fully to do whatever's necessary to provide that person with a common objective, which is, their longevity, to extend their longevity. We don't realize that being a caregiver, oftentimes you'll find yourself at odds with the person that you're trying to help. They may not realize, due to medication, due to emotional situation or whatever, that they may, in some cases, be not doing what's in their best interest. So as the caregiver, you are another set of eyes. You're on the outside. You're an observer. You are someone who has a very vital role to play in the success and prolonging the life of that transplant recipient.
This experience really strengthened our relationship. We had to be strong for each other to get through this. To get through the whole process of all the testing before, and then the wait and all of that goes through this process. We had to be strong. And from there, we've just continued with that strength. We also really developed a sense of gratitude for the medical staff that we've experienced, gratitude for the donor's family, and gratitude for all the support from the friends and family.
My relationship and Rudy and I, we both talked about this previously. Rudy had been sick for quite a while. So in regards to this by far was the biggest surgery he's had. He's had several surgeries. So we used humor. We used laughter as the best medicine, and we tried to maintain a level of humor which to lessen the stress. When Rudy was in ICU, he tried to play a practical joke on me. He had, when they were going to do a bronchoscopy, he had seizure-like events, and it would hit this vagus nerve, and he would have like a seizure type event, and it happened twice. So when he told me that he was going to be extubated, have his breathing tube removed, and I said, I don't want to be in the room. So when I came back and his breathing tube was removed, I said, "Oh, Rudy, are you okay?" And he said, "I can't talk. I lost my voice." And I said, "Excuse me, what?" And so I'm like, oh my gosh. So I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, "You know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's like Christmas in June. You lost your voice." And he got mad at me. He was trying to pull a practical joke on me because he loves to talk. And he said, "You got to be kidding. You didn't even care that I lost my voice?" And I said, "No," because I knew it was going to come back. So that's one of how we maintained our level of sanity in the hospital. It was, humor's always good, always a good thing.
I don't think that the transplant really changed our relationship. It's kind of deepened it, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. When you get married, it's, for better, for worse. And this was part of the worst, but it's going to get better.
It just made me love him more. Made me realize he's such a fighter, and that you have to be totally committed to the program to make it work. And he fought hard, and it just made me love him more.